Hello, you are on Robust Tutorials. So earlier we had been discussing the questions related to multiple choice single answer question, that is MCSA questions. And here you will have probably 3 or 4 choices, and out of that only one choice will be correct, and you will have to find out which choice is the correct one out of those 3 or 4 choices. But most often, many people ask me question that what should we do? What should be our strategy while solving these questions? Uh, I think most appropriate strategy would be to read questions first. But I'm not saying that you should read questions in all types of questions, like true, false, not given question, or other questions, or although in true, false, not given question also you should read the question first. But there are some questions in IELTS where you should not read the question first. But as far as MCSA is concerned, you should read the questions first. Like in this example, first just you can read 1 or 2 lines only. One line is in fact sufficient for as far as the passage is concerned. So first line is just like that. You are made aware of the world around you by your senses. So you should not read the whole paragraph. It is just about senses. So now I will read the question. How many senses are present? Okay. So my keywords are how many senses. So I will now start reading the question, a passage according to the question, keeping the keywords in my brain. How many senses? So you are made aware of the world around you by your senses. Some time ago it was thought that human beings had only 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell and taste. However, the modern scientists have added the senses of hunger, pain and thirst. Now I have come to the conclusion that earlier it was believed that we had only 5 senses, but now modern scientists have added 3 more senses. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So now I got the answer. So there is no need to read the whole passage first. Keep on reading according to the questions. I have always seen that in IELTS, as far as MCSA questions are concerned, they are in order. You may find the answers of questions, early questions like 1 or 2 questions in the earlier part of the passage. The questions which are 3, 4 or 5 you may find in the middle of the passage, and the last answers could be found in the last part of the passage. So they are generally in order. Most of the 99% times I've seen that they are in order. So you should first go for questions as far as MCSA questions are concerned. Hello, you are on Robust Tutorials. So let us do some more questions of multiple choice single answer questions. In earlier classes we discussed about multiple choice single answer questions, that is MCMA questions. Now there is another example which is shown on your figure, on your diagram. It is being shown. The paragraph is you are made aware of the world around you by your senses. Some time ago it was thought that human beings had only 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, smell and taste. However, the modern scientists have added the senses of hunger, pain and thirst. No wonder things have changed. And senses could be external or internal. External senses, as the name suggests, tell us that what is happening outside our body, such as hearing, sight, smell, taste and touch. Our internal senses make us aware of changes that take place inside our body, such as hunger, thirst and pain. So naturally, some senses are internal and some senses are external. The receptors inside our body respond to physical and chemical changes and notify them to our brain. Now, this is the passage, and your options are how many senses are present. Now, what could be our answer? Let's study. How many senses are present? How many? So earlier we had senses, 5 senses there: sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. Three more senses have been added, and 5 plus 3, so that comes to 8. So I think fourth will be the right answer, 8. Right? Because the modern scientists have added 3 more senses, so total will be 8. So answer will be 8 senses. Now, another question related to this is which of the following senses is not an external sense? Which of the following is not an external? So obviously not an external means internal. So which sense is internal? Internal senses. We have options. There are 3 options. One is hunger, thirst, and pain. So these are internal senses: hunger, thirst, and pain. And other senses were external. Senses such as sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. So naturally, our answer among the 3 ones: touch is external, pain is internal, sight and taste both are external. So naturally, our answer will be second, that is pain. Right? Now, let us come to another question. The question is, the passage says that someone whose body cannot produce pigment or coloring matter in its organs is known as an albino. Albinism can most easily be noticed in skin, hair, and eyes. An albino's eyes show up as pink because of the tiny RBC, red blood corpuscles, present in iris, the colored matter of the eyes. Now this passage is about albinism. Albinism is a disease related to the color of eyes and related to color of other body parts also, like skin, hair, and eyes. And related to this is first question is what do the albinos lack? What do the albinos lack? What do you think will be the answer? Your options are iris, pigment, white skin, and organs. Someone whose body cannot produce pigment or coloring matter in its organ is known as an albino. Cannot produce. So what they cannot produce, that means they lack that thing which they cannot produce, obviously. So what they cannot produce, they cannot produce pigment. So that means they lack in pigment, obviously. So where is pigment? Pigment is the second one. So second one will be the answer, right? Iris is present in albinos also, and white skin, but they don't lack in white skin. In fact, they do have white skin. And organs are also present in albinos. So naturally, our answer is with pigment. Now, yet another question is which part of the eyes is colored in most people? Which part of the eyes is colored in most people? So, how do, and your options are vessels, iris, uh, particles, and eyes. Colored in most people. So, fourth option, if you say eyes, again cannot be the answer because they are talking about part of the eyes, not the eyes themselves. So we are left with three options: vessels, iris, and particles. So which part of the eyes is colored in most people? Colored which? An albino's eyes show up as pink because of the tiny RBC present in iris, the colored part of the eyes. So before hyphen, the word is iris. And remember that when we put hyphen in between the sentences, and the word that which comes before the hyphen is the answer, and the words which are written after the hyphen explains about that word. They tell about the background of that particular thing. Here iris, the colored part of the eyes, that means iris is the answer, right? So I think it's obvious that again iris, again this answer is second. So here also the answer is second. So in both of these questions, they were, although not very easy, not very difficult either, but I hope you may have liked the video, and if you have liked the video, please put a like, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, you can also subscribe. So we will meet in other classes about other things, and probably we will be doing something more about multiple choice, multiple answer questions in our later on classes. So bye for now.